So the news dropped today, October 27th, 2020, that CyberPunk 2077 has been delayed till December 10th. So it was supposed to come out November 19th. And CD Projekt Red has delayed it basically another month. How do I feel about this? Well, I mean, I'm a little disappointed because I pre-ordered this game. So, you know, I have a vested interest in the game coming out, but I mean, I'm going to keep it 100% real with you. I have two opinions about this, and I actually think it can be both a good and bad thing as to why this game was delayed. So I'll give you my take after the cut. So I'm going to give you my negative reaction first. First of all, I mean, let's just keep it real. This game, this game is shaping up hype-wise and with the scope and the pedigree behind it to be potentially one of the, at least if not the game of the year, a nominee for the game of this year, 2020. There is no other game coming out from a studio this year that I really could say, wow, this is the AAA game of the year. When I say AAA, I don't mean just in terms of the money spent to develop the game. I mean in terms of scope, scale, quality. Just this is the game to reach that particular demographic. So that being said, what does that mean for Joe Blow? I mean, it's kind of a bad thing that game is being delayed. Because people who were really looking forward to this game, pre-ordered it. This is going to be their, next gen game for their systems. They're not going to be able to get that, But with that being said, how do I feel about it? Well, on a personal level, I just feel like, man, I was really looking forward to playing this game in November. But, I mean, the opposite end of that spectrum is my positive reaction. So I'll get to that after the cut. So the flip side of that reaction is this. I think that I would rather have this game be delayed a month and some days to have them make the game as polished as it possibly could be than what we see in a lot of quote-unquote games these days, where developers, in order to reach a deadline, will shit a game out and damn the consequences. Hope that it sells enough. Hope that the game sells enough that they recoup their costs, and maybe they can patch it enough that enough people will buy it, on top of it breaking even, that they'll turn a profit on it. EA has done this with some of their properties that failed miserably, like Mass Effect Andromeda, or Battlefield 1, which is the one that was set in World War I. So, I mean, it's kind of like a interesting dichotomy we have going on here, where it's kind of like, okay, do I want things to go this way or that way? The other thing that makes this my reaction to this news positive is just, I mean, I've got another game coming out in November that I'm really looking forward to, which is Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon. So, and I bought the premium edition of that game with all the bells and whistles on PC. So, I mean, that comes out November 10th. And that game, I mean, Yakuza games, even some of the lower end ones, have a gameplay time of like 60 to 100 hours. So, like, really, there was no way I could play both of those games and give my attention fully to both of them at the same time. It just wasn't happening. So, this is actually good news for me. It gives me more time to play my the other games that I have in my library. So, you know, I don't feel too terrible about it. In that regard, the only downside that I can really think of in terms of this game is, I mean, aside from that is, I mean, shit. I mean, you know, this gives me time to play all my other games that I have that I basically haven't been playing. You know, it gives me time to go back and start a new run on Fallout New Vegas, to get into the DLC for the Outer Worlds, Peril on Gorgon. So, I mean, you know, this delay just basically gives me more time to play the games that are already in my library that I basically have been neglecting while playing other shit. So, I mean, it's really not that bad. And here's hoping that this time, the third time's the charm, and there won't be any more delays. So that being said, that's the end of this video. I'll get to the conclusion after the cut. So here are my closing arguments about Cyberpunk 2077 being delayed. On a personal level, I'm bummed, but from taking a larger look at things, it's actually a good thing that CD Projekt Red would rather delay this game and get it to be in a more polished and complete state than just, crap something out and hope that it sells enough that they break even. So yeah, overall I'm pretty happy about that. If you would like to get in touch with the channel, you can reach me at mrredfoxbsbusters@gmail.com, or you can reach me at Matthew Wesley at mrredfox91 on Twitter. There's a link to the Discord in the chat section. Remember, rate, comment, share, subscribe. Peace and good night.